All right, let's kick things off. Winning the buyer today. Here's what we're gonna be talking about. First of all, for those on Zoom, hello, Danielle, Maria. Today, we are specifically going to talk about the right questions to ask the buyer who's not quite, oh, I love Henry's, who's not quite motivated yet, but who has a buying need for the future, and how to keep them engaged, how to stay engaged with them. Here's what I'm seeing a lot of. This is where this topic is coming from. Right now, there's a ton of people who are like, yes, I do want to do something eventually in the future. I'm playing online, they're clicking on things, we're getting different leads, but they're not ready yet. Whether they have, they might have credit work to do, they might need savings, they might just not be motivated yet, like mentally prepared. They might, whatever life is happening, today's not the day. And as agents, we tend to focus a lot of our attention on instant gratification. Instant gratification of the people who says, yes, I want to buy, I want to sell, I'm ready to do it, let's go. Right? Instant means they're ready to go in the next 3 months, and we're getting excited about that, and we start helping them. That is typically 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 50, depending on the lead source you're using. The majority, meaning 80% of who you talk to, aren't ready today, they're ready for the future. And if we don't have things, if we don't ask them the right questions and we don't follow up properly, by the time we do follow up with them, they've chosen another agent and they're working with them, or they have already bought a house. All right, so I'm going to ask a question right now, meaning take yourself off mute, or put it in the chat if you can't. That works too. I have the chat open. So what do you think? Okay, you have a buyer. The buyer wants to, so I'm going to share my screen here. You have someone on the phone, and that person on the phone says, yep, I do want to buy in the future, but I'm just playing around right now. I'm not really looking to do anything until beginning of next year, first quarter of next year. So what do you do with them? What do you think? What happens? What should that look like? And take some guesses.
Put them in your database.
Oh, perfect answer. Put them in, yes, put them in your database or data bank, as we like to call it. Absolutely, because if you don't, you will lose them and never get them back. 100%. What else? Questionnaire, absolutely, Danielle. So go through, still find out what they are looking for when they are ready, right? Gather some information so you have stronger notes to put in your database for a stronger follow-up. Right? What we also want to be doing is this. So number 1, actually, I'm going to share a different screen. All right. Can you guys see the whiteboard?
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about buyers who are just looking, ready in, let's say, 4 to 12 months. Okay, this is our topic right now. So I heard we put them in our database, data bank, right? Meaning command. So we put them in there. We want to set follow-up tasks. Okay. For every month. So we want to set a follow-up task monthly. We're going to talk about that in a second, what that looks like. What Daniel said, we want to talk to them about the questionnaire, right? So when they are ready to buy, what are they looking for? Okay, so we want to gather some information. The fourth thing we want to do is then we want to put them in our pipeline. Okay, in command, that's your opportunities. So we have a buyer. We talk to them. We say, you know, you get an online lead today, and 1 out of 100 online leads are ready now. 80% of those 100 are ready 6 to 9 months from now. The agent who follows up properly wins them. The agent who doesn't loses them. It's very, very simple. So we talk to the person, we say, oh my God, all right, so Maria, you want to buy a house in the future? That's awesome. You know, what are you looking for? Like when you are ready, what are you looking for? We're gathering information. We spend about, let's say 2 to 3 minutes on the phone with them. That's all you really need. You don't need 30 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes, we get some information. Then, great, I'm gonna stay in touch with you. So as we get closer, I can start, you know, helping you find what you're looking for that's out. Now, obviously, if anything changes, let me know. So we're letting them know that we're gonna stay in touch with them. Don't ask them, just tell them. We then put them in our database right away. We put the notes in there, because if you don't put the notes, you won't remember. Thinking of buying by, you know, January of 2024, currently renting, wanting more bedrooms, looking for, you know, something in the county with a backyard for their dog. Whatever the information you got, you put that in your notes. Okay. We then set a task. We're in the contact card. We set a task. Okay, I talked to them today. Today's March 1st. So I'm going to go ahead and set a task for, what do you guys think? What's my follow-up task with this person I just talked to?
That's looking for a place in January.
Yep.
What do we call
So I hear quarterly call. We're going to actually change that monthly. Someone who has a real estate need 4 to 12 months from now, you have to have voice to voice with every single month, because the month you don't, they choose another agent, you lose.
12 months out?
Yep. 12 months out is your pipeline. Right? So if you have a person who says, I want January, that's less than 12 months from now. February, that's less than 12 months from now. They say March 1st, that's 12 months from now. So that person, I'm gonna set a task for April. No, April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd. That doesn't matter, but it's April. Now your task in April is to touch base with them. Now, if you call them and they don't answer, what you don't want to do is be like, well, they didn't answer, so I'll try them again in May. You need to call them back. Okay? So this is what that sounds like. I have my first call with Maria. I found out a little bit about what she's looking for next year, January in 2024. I found out why from her. That's an important time frame. I do try to create a little urgency to see if I can move her time frame up, but she has a life scenario occurring and she truly can't do it till January. By the way, if a buyer says January, they're actually going to buy probably by September. So if we call quarterly, by the time you call them, she's already bought. Okay. So I'm going to be like, great, Maria, I'm so excited to help you. When you're ready, I'm going to keep in touch with you. I put her in my database. I set a task for April, say April 5th. I come into my command that day. I open it up. I pull up my app on my phone because it has my task list on my phone. So my phone should tell me who I'm calling. So I pull up my command app in the morning and I say, oh, I need to call April today. It's a month from now. And here's why. So I go and I call right from my phone, make it super easy. And I call April. I call Maria in April. And let's say she doesn't answer. So I'm going to leave a message. My message is going to be very short, very sweet. It's not going to be like, do you want to buy? It's going to be, hey, Maria, it's Alana with Keller Williams Legacy. By the way, she doesn't remember who you are. Everybody forgets you every 2 weeks. That is life of a real estate agent. You are forgetful. You're welcome. So I call Maria in April, I leave a message, and the message is, hey Maria, it's Alana with Keller Williams Legacy, local real estate agent. We spoke last month. I know you're not looking to do anything till January. I just want to keep in touch with you as we get closer. Just see if you had any questions, and in a few months, start setting up a customizable search for you. Give me a call back today. I would love to just learn a little bit more about what's important to you in that home to start gathering that information for you. That's it. I'm not saying talk to a lender because we're not ready for that yet. January, April, there's no reason to talk to a lender yet. Right? I don't want to scare her off. I want to build a relationship. All right, now I left that voice message. I'm going to set another task for 3, 4, 5 days later. Not a month later, 3, 4, 5 days later. So I'm going to try Maria again. Now let's say this time Maria answers. Now my conversation is, hey Maria, it's Alana. I'm going to remind her who I am. Hey Maria, it's Alana, local agent. I know I left you a message the other day. I know we talked last month about your interest in buying a home in the county with a yard for your dog in January. So I'm bringing up something they mentioned. And then think of each call as a fact gathering session. Each call play detector. Let me get one more thing out of her. Hey, I know you mentioned you wanted a home in the county with a yard for your dog. And you mentioned you wanted 3 bedrooms because you have 2 right now in your apartment. What is something else that's important to you? Great, you want let me think of something right now. A big kitchen because you like to entertain, you really want that island. Right? You love to cook. Awesome. Like, what's your favorite thing to cook? Okay, so cooking more than baking, I'm gonna have a conversation. She's a real person, right? I want to get to know her. So I'm gonna put in there her favorite thing in my notes. I'm gonna put in she wants a kitchen with an island, and I'm gonna write down her favorite thing to cook. Great, Maria, I'm gonna stay in touch with you and help you along the way. Any questions, reach out. And then I'm gonna set a task for what? When's my next task? May. Same type of conversation. Then when's my next task? June. Same type of conversation. Rinse, repeat over and over and over. Now, as we get closer to probably summertime, that's when, especially with buyers, you're going to start customizing, creating that customizable search for them to start getting emails through Bright MLS and start seeing things. You also want to make sure you share your Keller Williams consumer app with them so they can start playing. It's the super fun app they get to play with. That I probably shared on my first call with them. Hey, I'm going to text you over my app. It's cool. It updates from the multiple listing service. You get to play anywhere you are in the nation. If you're traveling somewhere this year, you can even click on it and see what's there. I was in California and I was like, look at all these $1 million homes. Right. All right. So the follow-up tasks have to be monthly. You're gathering information every single month from them. As you get closer, you're setting a customizable search up. They have your app to play with, and trust me, they will play with this app. Okay, because it is fun. They have the app to play with, right? Consumer app. And then number 4, the command opportunity. Right after you talk to them on that very first call, okay, right after you talk to them, let me just share this with you. I'm going to reshare my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up command. So my first call with, oh no, that is not what I want to share. Let me move this. The definition of an agent. Ah, that's funny. There we go. So right after that very first call, you have a approximate time frame for this person and information, which means this person is a nurture lead. A nurture lead is what keeps our business flowing and keeps you having closings every month. The agents who track their nurture leads and build a pipeline are the ones who have closings every single month. The agents who wing it have a closing once every 4 months. So you have a difference of an agent having 4 closings a year, maybe making about $20,000 a year, versus an agent having 12, 13, 14, 20, 30, 24 closings every year. And having 2 to 3 every month. The difference is, are we following up properly and are we using a pipeline? Okay, so our pipeline that we have is opportunities. Opportunities is a pipeline. So I talked to Maria. I found out information that what she's looking for, like Daniel said, I asked the questionnaire. Right? I found out approximate time frame, even though I know every buyer's time frame is sooner. So I added Maria to my database. I set a task, so she's in my contacts. I put a task on there to follow up with her. But now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take a second step. I'm going to create that buyer opportunity. We're down here. She's in cultivate and nurture mean the exact same thing. She's in cultivate stage and I'm nurturing her. Okay, so I'm going to put all this information in here because here's the thing. When you start doing that, you can now have a prediction of your business. So one of the agents that I'm currently working with, she took one day and started entering in everybody she's been connecting with who has a real estate need between now and 12 months from now. And what that allows her to do is open up this opportunity screen every morning or pull it up right on her command app on her phone. And she gets to look at it and say one of two things. She either looks at it and says, ooh, yeah, my income's growing, right? Meaning she keeps adding, if she's doing the right activities every week, she's adding people to her pipeline every week, which means she's seeing that potential income she has and she can predict her income for a year. Or the opposite, she looks at this every day and says, okay, nothing's changed. I have 5 buyers in cultivate, 2 appointments, 14 active. Next week, I have 5 buyers in cultivate, 2 appointments, 14 active. Week after, 5, 2, 14. So what does that say to you? If you look at this every day and your numbers don't change, what does that say?
I mean, personally, what I would take from that is if something which it means something I do needs to change.
Yeah, it means, I love that. It means something that you're doing needs to change. Now, it's one of 2 things. It's either you're forgetting to put people in here. Okay, like, oh shoot, I talked to somebody and I forgot to put them in there, which by the way, if you forget to put them in here, what's gonna happen to that person? What are you most likely gonna do?
I get to follow it.
You're gonna forget to follow up. You're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them because you're gonna forget. Right? So think of this as your I don't want to lose you list. This is the let me not lose these people list.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you would put an opportunity for a potential buyer that's looking to buy within 12 months?
Absolutely. Some people
This
use it
is-
for 18 months. I say 12 months. There's an agent who does 18 months.
So you wouldn't just use a smart plan, would you use a smart plan
Absolutely.
and put them?
Yep,
as-
great question. Would you use a smart plan and opportunities? Yes, because here's the difference. The smart plans keep you top of mind branding wise. Right?
Okay.
The opportunity is in your face prediction for your business and allows you to go in and say, okay, I have 5 people in cultivate. Am I moving them along? Let me not lose them. Okay. So smart plan is emailing them, texting them. It's sending something to the person. It's also, hopefully, if it's the right smart plan, sending you a task reminder to follow up. So I go all 3. I set a task, I do a smart plan and opportunities. Opportunities is the pipeline, that's your sales prediction. Smart plan is your marketing. So pipeline, marketing, reminder. So you have reminders, marketing, pipeline.
You just set up a task and it's not that. Smart plan.
Mhm. Yep. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna pull up a contact right now.
Usually it's just always smart.
And the reason why, so the question was asked was, you can set up a task and it doesn't have to be on a smart plan. So if you use the right smart plan, the smart plan will have tasks as well. The reason why I do double is through the years in real estate, I have probably, especially my first year in real estate, I have a spreadsheet that is very embarrassing and it is more red than green. Red means lost opportunity. So I have a spreadsheet of over 100 leads on it, 100 people that I connected with that had a real estate need. And I did not follow properly. I forgot a boatload of people because I had some over in this place, I had some over here. I didn't automate things. I didn't have reminders for myself. I was kind of all over the place, right? I was thinking that I could remember it based on a freaking spreadsheet. No, you can't at all. So I've lost in my first year. If I knew if I could go back in time with the knowledge I have now on follow-up, I probably would have made about $250,000 my first year and had 36 closings. As opposed to 7. I lost about 90% of business based on my lack of follow-up skills. And that's, I still have that spreadsheet today in my Google Drive to show me the red, right, as a reminder. And here's the thing, every single agent, catch-22 with real estate. Follow-up is the number one most important thing an agent needs to learn the fastest. Because we can lead gen all day long, but if we don't have follow-up in place, we're chasing a needle in a haystack. Right? Here's the catch to that. Follow-up is absolutely the most difficult thing to master and learn in real estate. It is the most important that will make you work smarter, not harder, and it is absolutely the hardest thing for 100% of agents. So the faster we get things in place, the easier it becomes, which is why, to Mike, your point, I triple fold it now. Like, so I'll go in here and I'll say, okay, you know what? I want to follow up with Aaliyah today, which actually I do. So I'm going to go in here. I'm in her contact card. I'm going to set a task. Create. Follow up on farming. By the way, this is just a task for you. I'm going to call her. Description. This is just for me. Look over flyer. Okay. Priority level, what do I want that to be? I'm gonna go with it's a medium today. Due date. I do want that to be today. I'm gonna put today's due date. Move my Zoom link here so I can actually see the bottom. Create. Okay, now let's say I set that for April 1st, right? Every day when I go into my command app on my phone, or log into command on my computer, whichever one, they're both the same. Phone's easier for me. I'm going to go in here and right here, look at this. Do today. So when now you might have, if you have them on a smart plan that has tasks in it, you might have a task for yourself, like for a reminder for April to call this person. But then also another task that the smart plan put in there as well. So you might have duplicate tasks, but I'd rather delete a task than not have one and lose somebody.
Would that also be beneficial as far as if you have a task in the smart plan already? Let's say, like you said earlier, employee, they didn't answer, and the smart plan only does like the 1 monthly. Would you then set up that task?
Set up another task. Yep, set up another task. Because here's the thing, you want to think about it you want to think about it this way, right? Right now, if all of you this week talk to 50 people about real estate, text them, call them, DM them, you connect with people about real estate 50 times in this week with 50 different people. Out of those 50, you should be finding one new appointment, meaning a motivated buyer, motivated seller. Out of 50, you should be finding one. If you're not, text me, because out of 50 people, there should be one person who has a real estate need in the next 3 months. Right? But then out of those 49 other people, 5 of them, 3 to 5 of those other 49, these are laws of numbers, 3 to 5 of them have a real estate need sometime in the next 4 to 12 months, maybe 4 to 14 months. So if you think about it this way, if this week you found 5 people who have a real estate need in the next 12 months, and next week you find 5 people who have a real estate need, and the week after you find 5 people, and the week after you find 5 people. So the entire month of March, you found 5, 10, 15, 20 people. So you now, in the month of March, found 20 people who need your help, who have a real estate need of some sort between March and March. If you don't lose them, you now have an approximate, you won't get 20 out of 20. There's no such thing as 100% real estate. But out of those 20, if you follow properly, you should get 70% of them. So, I'm not a math whiz at all. I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I'm just gonna make up a number. Out of those 20, you might have 15 deals right there. Do you want 15 deals in 12 months? 15 closings in 12 months? The answer, I'm guessing the answer is yes, right? I'm guessing the answer is yes. Most agents focus on that needle in a haystack. Okay, I need to find the today person. I need to find the, no, you're not ready today, forget you. I need to find the today person. Oh, you're not ready, forget you. We need to change our focus to the journey. We need to change our focus to, oh my God, I'm so excited, Daniel, you want to buy a house in November this year. I love that. Tell me more about that. I am going to be here to help you. We need to think of every person who has a real estate need in the next 12 months as a huge win, as long as we put follow-up in place. All right. So today was buyers and follow-up. Now, I want to add one more thing onto this, but before I do that, let me open this up for questions. I'm gonna layer this with one more thing. Any questions before I do that?
Just so that I make sure I'm following, the main 3 takeaway points is setting up the task, creating the smart plans, and then the opportunities
Yes,
equals success.
absolutely. And the task is every month.
Task every month. Okay, gotcha.
You have to build a relationship. You need to talk to somebody. Don't depend on, and smart plans can email them. That's great, but email's not talking. Emails don't build relationships. They're going to choose an agent who they like and trust. You can't like and trust somebody you see an email. Emails are great as branding, it's keep them top of mind, but get to know them. Right, so make sure that you're connecting with them. Yeah, great question. Can texting follow-up be automated with command? Texting follow-up can absolutely be automated with command, and you still need voice-to-voice phone calls because it is more personal. So you can absolutely have text follow-up as an addition, right? Just in case they don't answer, you still have that to touch base, so they remember you. But that person, when they're ready to buy, so the person who says I'm ready in January is probably going to buy by September. Most buyers usually is cut in half. Okay. That person who buys in September is probably going to start looking in July-ish, June or July. July. Okay. The person who starts looking in July is going to start, they're playing online, so they're getting agent calls because they're clicking on things. They're clicking on things and agents are calling them. Right, so you are not the only agent who gets that online lead. It is all over Maryland as well, because a buyer drives by signs and they text those numbers on signs, and next thing you know, they get agents calling them. They go to Zillow, they go to realtor.com, they're clicking on things. Every time they click on something, an agent's calling them. So if we are not calling them, the agent who does will win the business all the time, every time. Voice to voice is king. Texting is great. You do want that. We're in 2023. We got text. Okay, that's what most people look at these days. But you got to add on the voice. Okay. Great questions. Let me layer on one additional item for you. This might be a little heavy. Okay. Might be a little heavy. We're on the topic of follow-up. What I want to talk about right now is we get these leads. Today's about buyers, but you can put the word seller in anything I'm saying. With leads that we get, on average, we call them, we text them, they don't answer. Of course they don't answer. You're a stranger. Prior to getting into real estate, do you answer your phone for numbers you don't know? No, we don't. We all think they're telemarketers, right? We have been programmed to never answer our phone. Well, we were programmed a few things. One, don't answer your phone, text. Two, don't answer your phone for numbers you don't recognize, right? And if they don't leave a voicemail, why in the world would you ever call that person back? So if you think about it as an agent, you are a stranger until you're not. So when you get somebody in, so I'll give you an example, a lead came in, went to an agent a few weeks ago. And that agent went, they tried the lead, they called them, okay. And they left a message. Great, leave a message. So they left a very generic message. Hey, so you were looking at homes online. Awesome, I'd love to create a customizable search for you. Please give me a call today so I can set that up. Very simple message. The person, number one, did not call them back because they're a stranger. Number two, they didn't call them back because maybe they're not ready yet. And number three, they didn't call them back because most people don't check voicemails. You leave them, most people don't check them. Or if they check them during the day at work. And they're like, oh, I really want to call them back. But then they get home, they get busy, they're coaching basketball, right? They just forget. So you got to put yourself in the mindset of a person not in real estate. Right? How many times do you ignore your phone? How many times do you maybe not listen to your voice messages? How many times do you not call people? The leads you get are the same way. So on average, it takes 5 attempts in a 10-day period to get that person to answer the phone or call you back or text you back. So the person a few weeks ago who tried this person once, didn't get them, they left a message. This agent hasn't tried back since. I can tell you this, that potential buyer went online again and clicked on some other house, some other ad. So their information flowed through the system yet again and went to another agent. That agent called and left a message. Very next day, by the way, call back to back. When a person sees a phone number 2 days in a row, they're more likely to answer or call back. I mean, they're going to, they're more likely to. So agent A tried once. Oh, they didn't answer, I left a message, never mind. Agent B got this lead because the person's online, it goes to multiple agents. Okay. I didn't give them multiple agents, the system, the online system does. Agent B tried on day 1, left a message, sent a text. Tried on day 2, left a message, didn't send a text, skipped a day, sent a text day 4, skipped a day, left a message day 5, skipped a day, called and left a message day 6, sent a text. Person called them back. They're now working with a lender and they're showing houses. So what's the moral of that story? What'd you take from that?
Follow up.
1 strike, you're out. 5 strikes, you win.
The money's in the follow-up. I said the money's in the follow-up.
Money's in the follow-up. I can't stress that enough. I want like a shirt that says the money's in the follow-up. I need to find that. I bet you it's on Amazon. I'm gonna go to Etsy. The money's in the follow-up. So any leads that you have not touched base with more than 5 times, or at least 5 times this week, go in, call and text them. Set a task, do it again. Set a task, do it again. Set a task. And you're not calling to be like, I want to talk to, don't mention the word lender. Don't mention, I wanna go show a home tomorrow. Right? Don't scare them. You're simply saying to them, hey, I want to, see at some point you're looking to buy a house. I'm excited to be able to help you whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Right? Give me a call back today so I can set up a customizable search. You're leaving messages and sending texts for the purpose of getting in touch. That's the purpose of the message. Because you need to hear their voice. Okay, woo! That was 45 minutes of all about follow-up. Questions?
Follow-up is king, right?
Follow-up is king. Follow-up is king. All right, everybody, make it a great day. Please go into your databases, and if you have people that you have talked to that have a real estate need between today and March 1st of 2024, make sure you have tasks set up, make sure you have smart plans on them, make sure they're in your opportunities. You got some work to do. You got some work to do. All right, and reach out with any questions for help. Bye.